emocionante. Increíble el ambiente que existe acá en Melbourne. Los leones africanos, Pato, así a primera vista se me aparecen como mucho más grandotes que las águilas nigerianas.
Sí, es un equipo mucho más sólido, tiene menos desconcentraciones en el aspecto defensivo. Es un equipo que no comete los errores justamente por momentos de dejar en algún sector del terreno de juego sin un hombre a ocupar, sin un hombre a marcar. Tiene menos velocidad que Nigeria, es un equipo menos liviano, es un equipo más asentado en el terreno de juego, pero Chile ha andado bien, eso hay que decirlo, ¿eh? Chile ha andado muy bien por momentos. Ha sido un equipo que no ha tenido gran cantidad de llegadas, pero cuando ha llegado ha concretado. Es un déficit que además habitualmente muestran algunos equipos chilenos, pero esta es la excepción. Chile tiene 11 goles a favor, 4 en contra, e indudablemente que eso es muy positivo en la previa, en estos momentos de mucha tensión para enfrentar a la selección de Camerún.
Se van desparramando por la cancha los protagonistas de este pleito. Recordemos que en la otra semifinal España enfrenta a Estados Unidos. Estaremos con Fernando Solabarrita y Michael Miller, los estudios de Sydney, informando al minuto de lo que ocurre en ese partido. Los dos capitanes, Zamorano y Eto'o Fields, son los dos capitanes. Zamorano se saluda afectuosamente con el jugador de Camerún. Y ya estamos virtualmente listos para el comienzo del partido. Casi las 5 de la mañana en nuestro país. Falta un minuto. Y los camerunenses se han puesto en el círculo central, han levantado los brazos y han saludado.
Atención al alarde físico del que puede hacer gala el equipo camerunés. Que pase lo que pase ya en este partido, ha realizado desde luego su mejor actuación en unos Juegos Olímpicos. Camerún estuvo en Los Ángeles en el 84, allí concluyó en 9ª plaza y ahora en el 2000 pues va a terminar 4º, suponiendo que pierda los dos partidos que tiene que disputar. Comenzó el encuentro, el árbitro es el francés Stéphane Bré. Ha sacado de centro Camerún. Se juega en un estadio en Melbourne, en el Melbourne Cricket Ground, donde caben 95.000 personas. Evidentemente no está completo el aforo, aunque sí hay muchos chilenos, puesto que en el estado de Victoria, cuya capital es Melbourne, viven aproximadamente 15.000 chilenos, encantados de volver a recibir de nuevo a la selección nacional de su país. Ormazábal juega con Álvarez. Otra vez Formazábal. Pase demasiado largo para Navia. Toda la ventaja era del guardameta Kameni. Metió el pie Olarra y cortó el intento de Eto'o, al que vuelve otra vez el balón. Centro de Bud al área. La ventaja para Tapia. Ahí tienen al técnico chileno, Nelson Acosta. Saque largo de Tapia. Y hay falta en defensa. Falta de Mimpo. Parece que estorbado por Navia. Tres hombres de Chile ante el balón. Ya ven la barrera en la línea del área. Reyes que se mete ahí a estorbar. Y el que lanza es Pizarro. Y detiene Kameni. Tampoco llevaba mucha intención ese envío de David Pizarro. Sacó Contreras. El que corre está Zamorano. A punto de llegar Iván Zamorano a la cesión al portero. Cara de pocos amigos la de Jean-Paul Acono, el técnico de Camerún. Buen cambio de juego, pero no había ningún hombre de su equipo. La idea era buenísima, pero fue tan al hueco la pelota que estaba absolutamente libre toda esa zona. Olarra. Fuera de juego de Navia. Sale ya Camerún. Falta de Pablo Contreras. Al jugador del Parma, Boma. Ahí tienen a Tapia, que es el más veterano de todos los futbolistas que han intervenido en estos Juegos Olímpicos. 34 años ha cumplido Nelson Tapia la pasada semana. Cortó Ormazábal. Y tocó la pelota, tropezó la pelota en Neto. Vuelve a jugar Chile. Pizarro deja para que saque Álvarez. De nuevo Cristian Álvarez, que no ha podido dominar ese balón. Contreras a su guardameta Tapia. Están, como ven, adelantados los atacantes de Camerún, jugando sin dar ningún respiro a Chile en estos primeros compases de partido. Se lleva Navia con la cabeza. La ventaja es para Mimpo. Y sale ya Camerún por la derecha del ataque. Bod Cortó Chile. Olarra largo. Llega Zamorano. Ante él está Mimpo. Ayudado por Álvarez. Ese es Maldonado. Fuera de juego. Fuera de juego de Navia. Sí, acertó el abanderado. El abanderado belga, Genisen. Jugando Camerún. Ese es Bome. Moviendo bien la pelota a los cameruneses. Obligando a Chile a un esfuerzo para poder jugar los balones que encuentra, pero sin poder acercarse todavía hasta Kameni. Atención a esa entrada en el área de Eto'o. Salió Contreras y evitó que Samuel Eto'o prolongara la acción. Primer saque de esquina. Lo va a lanzar Lauren, que pertenece al Arsenal inglés. De nuevo saque de esquina. Ahí está Lauren, otra vez al lanzamiento. Sin problemas para Nelson Tapia. Tanto Camerún como Chile han utilizado 3 jugadores mayores de 23 años. El ya mencionado Tapia por parte de Chile, que tiene 34. Zamorano, que tiene 33. Y Pedro Reyes, el jugador del Auxerre, el central, que tiene 27 años. Y Camerún se basa también en 3 mayores de 23 años. Boma, que tiene 29. Jugador con la camiseta número 10. Mimpo, que lleva el número 4 y que tiene 26 años. Y uno de los que están sancionados hoy, Gimbat, el número 13, que tiene 25 años. De momento las acciones de ataque están correspondiendo al equipo de Camerún, aunque sin presionar a Tapia y a su defensa. Cuatro hombres en la barrera. Se marchó el golpe franco de Abanda a los 11 minutos de la primera mitad. Falta ahora favorable a Chile. Pizarro. Demasiado largo el envío para el Pato Ormazábal. Ahí está Ormazábal jugando con Álvarez. Zamorano, falta del chileno. Cortó Contreras. Cristian Álvarez junto con Boma. Recuperó Camerún. Cortó Álvarez para Ormazábal. Marcado por Branco, jugador del Eintracht de Braunschweig en Alemania. Ahí tienen a Branco de nuevo. Ese es Samuel Eto'o. No señala nada el árbitro. Metió el pie Contreras, pero para el colegiado francés no hubo falta. Qué difícil está resultando a Chile jugar el balón. Haya habido una entrada muy dura a un jugador chileno. Y estamos viendo la repetición de la caída de Lauren. Y esa... la entrada a Ormazábal. Y parece que hay tarjeta para Branco. ¿Qué sería este hombre? Aunque no lo ha señalado la realización australiana. Camerún es el equipo que más faltas ha hecho en todo el torneo y el que menos faltas ha recibido. En tanto que Chile es el más goleador. En 4 partidos ha conseguido 11 goles la selección de Chile. Ha recibido 4, uno más que España. Ahí está la tarjeta amarilla para Branco por la entrada a Ormazábal. Pues otro hombre más.
Four players on yellow cards, if you like. Switch inside, not a good ball, easily cut out there by Maldonado. Alvarez goes down the line. Navia with the layoff. Reinaldo Navia has had the phone running hot off his club's Santiago Wanderers phone line back in Santiago, of course. 4 goals for him in the tournament. There have been plenty of inquiries about his availability from clubs in Europe. Also for Rodrigo Teo, who plays for Universidad de Chile. The rumour is that a transfer to an Italian club is not too far away for him. Very much a shop window for players and clubs alike. Nice football, Cameroon, Bow, side to Mboma. That's a brilliant turn from Patrick Mboma. A little ball was for Laurent. Well, he stretched out a long leg and just tried to keep the ball away from the Chilean number 5, Contreras. Well, Laurent on the stretch, couldn't get there. He slipped a little bit as well, and that just worked against him. A little trip there on Wome, and the first yellow card for Chile. Reinaldo Navia. into the game for Chile on yellow cards. There's only one player, that's Rodrigo Teo, the number 14. Well, Zamorano was just tugged back there. Well, he's a wily old player. I won't say the word old, meaning it disparagingly either. He's 33 years of age. Free kick taken quickly. Alvarez pushing forward down the right-hand side. It's a Chilean throw. Ball from Reyes, and the flag went up a little bit late, but once again we see the Cameroonian defence. They are very well drilled at playing the offside game, and it caused Brazil all kinds of problems in the quarter-final. It's the first time they've employed it here, and we're into the 18th minute. But it certainly worked. It's a dangerous ploy though, with the likes of Zamorano and Navia so quick. This is Cameroon's first match at the MCG. They did have a 45-minute training session here yesterday just to familiarise themselves with the pitch. Zamorano chasing hard. The big frame of Patrice Abanda is not going to be pushed off the ball easily. As Chile, of course, have played 3 out of their 4 games here in Melbourne, and the huge Chilean supporter base from Melbourne has really got behind their team. Pizarro doing well. There's Teo. Pizarro again. Clever little player, could turn in a very short space of time with fast feet as well, and he went through there, but the free kick not given, and Cameroon come away. That's a nice pass. Here's Mboma spreading it out left, a fine ball from him. Mimpo knocked back by Laurent. Bo. Oh, that's a great ball. Well, he just went for accuracy there to just try and place it back across the goal of Nelson Tapia. But the cross from Clement Bo was outstanding, picking out the player at the back post, just too good for the defence. A2 just placed a shot wide. Despite the fact that it was Cameroon who had to make a couple of changes to the team and readjust a few things, it's been the Africans who've started the better after 20 minutes here. Once again, it's the African continent against the South American continent. Same situation for both of these teams in the quarterfinals. Chile nowhere near as effective in the opening 20 minutes here as they were against Nigeria at this stage in the quarterfinals. They were 2 up, looking very much the part. Zamorano prepared to chase hard. Oh, it's just taken away from the goalkeeper at the last minute there from Abanda, and luckily it went straight to Serge Mimpo. Falling to a Chilean, could have been a goal. Teo wide on the left for Chile. Hasn't been too involved in the opening 20 minutes or so. Again, Chile look for a long pass. And again, it's easily cut out by the big Cameroonian defenders. Abanda. Orme goes back. This time it's given away a little bit quickly by Cameroon. Marthabal gives it back just as quick. Laurent for Cameroon. That's a clever ball. Little ball over the top is an absolute beauty. A2 will keep this in. Well, he got to the ball. Seemed to have done the hard work, Samuel A2. Well, this was a fine pass. Onside. Just running away from Samuel A2. He couldn't stop himself. Gone at the MCG. Olympic Games, semi-final of the football. It's Chile 0, Cameroon 0. Now the flag is down. Teo into the area. Big chance this for Chile, squared it. Here's Navia. Well, desperate defence from Cameroon. And Chile sprung the offside trap at the second attempt, and Cameroon were all over the place. And that was a great chance for Reinaldo Navia. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Cameroon approach the rest of the match with that offside trap of theirs. Pizarro still going. Well, many would have liked to have seen the advantage played, I'm sure, but this was great play by Teo in the first place. And Navia had a goalkeeper on the ground, but a packed goalmouth to try and thread the ball through. Pizarro is over the ball. Pizarro plays for Udinese in Serie A. Drawing it in. Just taken off the head of Navia. So Cameroon survived that little nervous moment. Chile have shown that they have what it takes to unlock their defence. And here they come again, trying to do exactly that. Now just look, Cameroon almost on the halfway line, catching Navia and Zamorano offside. Bet your last dollar that Ivan Zamorano has noted that that's the way the defenders are playing. He will back himself to beat them at a future stage in this match, without a doubt. That was run nicely through for Mboma, who's claiming handball there against Contreras. Navia getting to the ball first and doing very well, but he was fouled there. A push in the back, quite clearly. Well, he's so quick, Navia. He is a real handful for any defender. I just wonder whether sometimes a small, nippy striker can often get the better of a big, muscly defender. Pizarro, well, again, this time the foul is on Marthabal. Stephen Brie will want to assert himself here. And the man in trouble is Serge Branco, who's already been given a yellow card. No wonder he had such a apologetic stature about him. Certainly wasn't worth another yellow, but given Cameroon's disciplinary record in the last game or so, they don't want to take any chances. 19 years old, Serge Branco. As the cross comes in. 16 years old, the goalkeeper. youngest player on the park, no surprise about that, Kamini. The oldest player on the park is Chile's goalkeeper, Nelson Tapia. It's a good ball if he can keep it in. Bomber taking it right to the corner. Good cross. Just one striker in with 5 defenders there, so the odds always against A2. For Chile is Pedro Reyes, played in the World Cup in France in 1998. Very much a fixture of the senior team as well, the 27-year-old. Franco leading it for Wome. Alvarez nibbling away at the ankles there. Competing here under the cloud of whether South American teams will ever be seen again at the Olympic Games. After the Games, the South American governing body, CONMEBOL, had an announcement the other day that they don't feel that South American countries get enough value out of the Olympics. It's too expensive for what they get back, and in future Olympic Games they're not going to participate. I'm sure fans in Chile wouldn't be too pleased about that. Pizarro, sharp turn. Marthabal, a sharp tackle. Cameroon with the throw. Nice switch of play across to Kwamombo with the bright yellow boots to match the number on the back of his shirt. Mboma. Teo, quick feet from him, but he's given the ball straight back to Laurent. Back to Laurent again. This is good football by Cameroon. A lot of defenders back for Chile though. It's hard to find a way through. Wome. Chile, very patient in defence and very quick to break into attack. With Pizarro, sharp work on the ball again. He's a clever player, isn't he, David Pizarro? Here's Teo. Ball over the top, aim for Zamorano. It's a comfortable header back to the goalkeeper, though. Organisers of the football tournament for the Olympic Games are delighted with many aspects of the competition. The amount of goals that have been going in, the average is still very healthy indeed, around the 3 goals per game mark. There have been over 800,000 fans have watched football so far in the Olympics, so the magical mark of 1 million will well and truly be beaten over the next few days. A yellow card is going to come out there for that challenge by Samuel A2. We've now got 5 Cameroon players sitting on yellow cards. 2 yellow cards after the quarterfinals, of course, just in case you're not familiar with the disciplinary system of football. It would mean that you're suspended for the next game, which it could, of course, be the final. It's a nice throw by the goalkeeper, Pomombo, forward down the right-hand side, trying to take it very quickly in Bomber. Some interesting comments from the Cameroon coach before the game, Jean-Paul Akona. He said that Chile play a very defensive game, they're not positive and they're not good for crowds and not good for football. Those were his remarks. He was pretty straight to the point, wasn't he? And he feels that every neutral here will be cheering for Cameroon because Cameroon play attacking football. And Bomber has been fouled, and it's another yellow card. Time it's going to the Chilean number 5, Contreras. And he really set Chile on their way in the quarter-final with that first goal against Nigeria. Now this is a little bit closer for Patrick Mboma. Tapia would have seen the tapes for sure against Brazil. 4 in the wall for Chile. Oh, it's not taken by Mboma. It's an easy save for the goalkeeper as well. Mboma, in fact, was waiting in the centre, perhaps for a chip to him, or in case the goalkeeper dropped it. That's a nice pass, but defender will get there first. Well, that's aimed for Navia. He'll do well to keep it in. Well, when Cameroon first arrived here at the Sydney 2000 Olympic Games, they arrived in dribs and drabs. There were last-minute withdrawals like Rigobert Song, who was originally named and then pulled out at the last minute after Liverpool objected to him coming here. They had some players arriving just 2 days before their opening match of the tournament. And they went along to their first training session in Australia and forgot the football, so they had no footballs to use in the training session. So it was a very inglorious beginning by the Cameroon side. Who would have believed that they could have shaped up so well and made the semi-final? Waiting out wide, now an opportunity to get the cross in. He curls it deep, it's too deep. Cameroon bench ducking for cover from the camera. The man with the big smile on his face is a very impressive substitute the other night, Patrick Sufo. He will certainly get some time tonight to show us what he can do. Pizarro. Ball had gone out, but it was still a bit of a risk to pick the ball up there by Serge Branco. Free down the right-hand side. The ball tried to be played through the centre by Mbami. Haven't seen too much of the young 17-year-old so far. And he really made a name for himself. He announced himself to the world of football with that winning goal against Brazil in the quarterfinals when Cameroon were down to 9 men, remember. Cameroon have never won an Olympic gold medal. They've actually only won 2 medals throughout their entire history. There's a silver for boxing in 1968 and a bronze for boxing in 1984. So to make a gold medal match would be an extraordinary achievement for them. As Mbama's shot is blocked. It could be a corner for Cameroon. Mbama has scored over 30 goals, senior internationals, 29 years of age now, true veteran really, by Cameroonian standards that is. The youngest team in France '98 by such a long way. Laurent takes the corner, and there's Mbama jumping for it. Not a bad hit either from the defender, I think it was, Serge Branco. Surprisingly, we're almost at the 40-minute mark and still no goals in a tournament where goals have been flowing in freely in the first half. They're still waiting for either goalkeeper to have to make a serious save as well. Last chance of the game coming when Chile beat the offside trap. Pizarro tripped by Laurent. Well, I've no doubt that Pablo Contreras, the Chilean number 5, will be making his way forward from the back. After success against Nigeria, hoping to produce another goal against another African country, Cameroon. Just to check to see if the defence are going to push out. Oh, now they've beaten the trap again. Players forward everywhere for Chile. Oh, great save! It's just gone across the goal. Well, Chile have numbers here. Contreras, Teo with the shot, and that's blocked, and Cameroon will escape. But once again, Chile outsmarted them. And they relied once again on the young goalkeeper, Kamini, to save the day. Well, Laurent on the ball now for Cameroon. The game just springs to life a little bit, really, with that chance in front of goal for Chile. 2. Mbami. And helped on. And Zamorano will chase. The long legs, though, of the defender at Nuji. Not to mention the calm head as well. Nuji. It's a nice ball inside. Again, very evenly poised at this stage. It's hard to pick out a side who's had the better of the first half. It's a fine pass. Pizarro, well, it was cut out. Teo wins it back for Chile. He gives it away early. Branco. To go until the half-time break. We're still waiting for the game's first goal as Zamorano tries to flick on to Navia. We've seen that so often in this tournament. Beautiful little flick there from A2 out wide as Laurent curling across. Or A2 waiting at the back post. Rome, Laurent. Bo, Laurent again, that's a great move. Deep cross is a good one, no one at the far post for Cameroon, surprisingly as well. And that's easy for Tapia, though he wasn't prepared to try and bring it down. Take it cleanly, he just punched to play it safe. Chile come away with the ball. Well, A2 was a whisper away from getting in front of the goalkeeper there. Laurent starting to have more of an impact in this game. Pizarro also getting more and more involved. And once again he's fouled. Well, he's so difficult to dispossess, David Pizarro. And there are two players within half a metre of him there, but he had to foul him to stop him. Chilean fans find their voices for this opportunity. Teo, great cross. Zamorano there, working his way in. Pizarro out to Teo again. Oh, he just misjudged it on the slippery surface. And Nelson Acosta said about the fans here in Melbourne that it's like playing a home game. You could not get a bigger compliment than that, because you can just imagine the crowd in Santiago when Chile are playing at home. That's beautiful feet from Pizarro. Teo comes off over to take the throw, straight to Pizarro. An early cross is behind the goal. Well, the flag's down. Navia's onside, one player to beat. A loose ball, Zamorano waiting at the far side, wondering why a more direct approach wasn't played. And the whistle goes for half-time here in the semi-final of the men's football, and Chile certainly haven't hit the heights that they did in the quarter-final. And there's a small problem between the Cameroon players and the referee as the full contingent makes their way off the park, but Stéphane Brie, the French referee, just communicates with the players. Probably a little bit disappointing the first 45 minutes with neither goalkeeper really extended. And at half-time here, it's Cameroon 0, Chile 0. Welcome back to the MCG for the second half of the semi-final in the men's football competition. Chile 0, Cameroon 0 is the score at the moment. The Chilean side have never won an Olympic gold medal. The Chilean nation, rather, have never won an Olympic gold medal. They've won 6 silvers and 2 bronze medals since 1896. And their last medal was a silver medal for shooting in 1988. And so far in this tournament, the shooting of this particular team has been of the very highest caliber, with 11 goals. They're the leading goal scorers in the Olympic Games football tournament. Zamorano and Navia have 8 between them, 4 apiece. In such a tight game such as this, perhaps 1 will be enough. It'll be interesting to see how Chile approach this second half after they never really got into their full stride in the first half, mainly because of the good closing down tactics by the Cameroon team. Certainly done their homework once again. Navia helping it on down the line for Pizarro. Good deep cross, no one at the back post for Chile. Teo, the number 14, a little bit slow to join in the attack. There's only Zamorano in the centre. That's good strong play by Olara. turn. Not a bad idea either by Maldonado. Alvarez takes over for Chile. Pizarro. Quick adjustment of the feet by him, and he just sold Alvarez a little bit short there with the back heel. Nowhere for Alvarez to go, surrounded by players. Chile do well to keep possession. Now they give it away though. Teo forced to face the wrong way, and he gives the ball away in the process to the man with the brightest boots in the football tournament, Clomombo. Chile come away. Still continuing his run forward is the number 3, Maldonado. Turning forward as well. That's a good piece of work from him. The surface on the MCG is getting more and more difficult for the players. There's been a lot of rain in the last couple of days and throughout the match as well. It's about 11 degrees here tonight in Melbourne. That's a nice bit of play. Laurent going forward. A2. Still A2. Well, he turned the defender beautifully, Samuel A2. Just trying to explain what went wrong, perhaps. Did well there. There were 2 or 3 players trying to close him down very quickly. Shot just coming off a defender. Cameroon have a corner. Laurent comes over to take it. 2 goals for him so far in the tournament. Bomber using that formidable frame of his to protect the ball. Certainly towering over some of the Chilean defenders, and easily gets a flick on there. Coming in to try and make the most of it was the number 12, Laurent. Boma unchallenged. Laurent coming in quickly, but there was a foul there against the Cameroon number 12. Well, the Chilean fans in Melbourne are now famous for their antics in following the Chilean Olympic team. The players, whenever they go outside the hotel, are constantly joined by fans who come and talk to them. The players went walking in a park yesterday, and 3 Chilean cowboys, if you like, followed them and serenaded them with 2 harpists and 1 guitar player. They were fully decked out in the traditional costumes of Chilean cowboys, and they played for the fans and the players throughout the entire walk by the players in the park. Extraordinary support and dedication by them. I'm sure you can hear them throughout the match in the background as Pizarro tries to give them something even more to cheer about. And there's a sharp challenge going in, and just jumping over the tackle was Teo. He got to the ball first, and he just protected himself there as Clomombo came sliding in. A real lunge too from the Cameroon number 6. Teo takes the free kick. Good ball in, an awkward one again. Navio. All those left-footed crosses from Rodrigo Teo are a real handful for any defence. He puts them in right behind the last defender. Makes it very difficult for the defenders to turn and face their own goal and try and deal with the ball as well. And Bomber took a dive, says the referee. Chile come away with the ball. Modeste Mbami, the number 16, with the colourful haircut, the 17-year-old. Has been as involved tonight as he was when he came on as a substitute against Brazil, that's for sure. He's made his mark in this tournament, though, with that winning goal. Back. The ball over the top for Navia to chase. The goalkeeper was waiting right on the edge of the area. Navia hopeful of convincing the officials that he handled the ball outside the area. Suspended players here. The other player suspended was the other man in shot just a few moments earlier than that. The Real Madrid midfielder, Jeremy. Oh, this is A2 pulling it back. No one there for Cameroon, though. Just a little bit of casual defending there by, I think it was Pedro Reyes. Not for the first time in a game. We've seen a Cameroon player get a little break against his marker, but we're just lacking in support in the centre. Certainly that's how A2 felt there, I'm sure. Zaro for Chile. Trying to find some room for himself. Just pushed off the ball by Laurent. Just a little bit of a use of the arm there by Laurent. That ball did not go out. Yes, it did, according to the linesman. A little bit of a late decision there. The whole ball has to be over the whole of the line. Sharp feet. Well, 55 minutes gone in the game. Still, we're waiting for the first goal of the match. That's a nice ball. And onside this time too is Olara with the early cross. And even when Cameroon do have their offside trap beaten, they recover so quickly. A number of players waiting in the centre for the cross. Bomber. Still Patrick Mboma. So a switch of play to Branco. 2 players to beat for Branco. Gets an early cross in. Laurent underneath it. He lets it go. There's Clomombo. Whipping it across and just way too high and way too hard from the Cameroon number 6. It's gone for a goal kick. The current gold medalists, the current Olympic champions, Nigeria knocked out in the quarterfinals. Cameroon now very much holding Africa's hopes for success in this tournament. It's a pretty good spread around the globe from the semi-finalists. Chile, Cameroon, Spain, the USA, All four corners of the globe represented. Pizarro. Early cross from him. Coming in to join him was Alvarez at the back post. He just hesitated and he's picked up the ball. Alvarez again. Pulling it back. Chance for Chile. The shot was blocked. The ball, I think, went out just a little bit earlier. Well, the drive came in from Claudio Maldonado. The pull back to him. He'd already gone over the goal line. Early ball to Teo, who's running down the line. This is a great move by Rodrigo Teo. An early cross from him. Zamorano! Well, encouragement from the Chilean substitutes behind the goal. But that's the first real sniff of a chance for Zamorano. Half a chance at best, and he struggled to get over the ball. More encouragement for their fans. After the quarter-final game, the Chilean fans, there were so many Chilean fans at the local hotel where the team was staying that the trams were stopped for an awfully long time because they couldn't get through. Too many fans had spilled out onto the road. So they made their mark here in Melbourne in more ways than one. Mostly all very positive stories, I must say. OLY for Cameroon gets the ball back. Donato, first time clearance. Laurent trying to bring the ball down, but Zamorano anticipating. Clearance well picked up by A2. Too many players around David Pizarro there. It's getting a little get condensed in the midfield there. Zamorano, his turn now. There's not very much room to operate there for either team. Pizarro perhaps the man to switch the ball. And it comes from Olara to Alvarez. Marthabal again, clever little ball in between two defenders. Pizarro caught on the ball. Laurent. Clement Beau. Early cross from him, aimed for A2. Now Pizarro, this is the most room he's had in the entire match. He's forward with Navia and Zamorano, but sheer size and strength made that look very easy for Patrice Abanda. He's about half as big again as David Pizarro. The defence pushed out, but Chile stay onside. Navia, Pizarro comes short. Navia again, forced back. That's a foul in the back. Reinaldo Navia by Serge Branco. Minutes gone here at the MCG. Still no goals for either side. Something that the game could do with. Oh, that's a nice ball. Zamorano, the man to provide it. Well, how did he get the shot through there? Two players appeared to have him covered. He squeezed the shot through the gap, and Kamini did the rest. fine stop by the young goalkeeper. He would have had a very late look at that one. Zamorano got the shot through the legs of two of the defenders at the same time. Are we getting closer to something that can separate these two teams? Cameroon are one of two unbeaten teams in the Olympic Games football tournament. The other one is the USA. USA, in fact, have only won one match. They're in the semi-finals, though. They've drawn 3, including the 2-2 draw with Japan in the quarter-finals, which they won on penalties. Laurent in some space. And they call him for it back inside. Laurent goes on his own. The two loses out in the middle of the midfield. They seem really able to keep possession for an extended period of time. As we'll see again, once again it's lost and Chile go forward. And Pizarro was the player running from a deep position. He thought he was well and truly onside. All he needed was delivery of the pass. Treras with the foul there, and a change for Cameroon is pending. That's Joel Ipali. As for Panahaiki in Greece, quite a few of the Cameroon players are based in Greece, actually. Almost all of them based in Europe, only a couple of them still playing in Cameroon. Oh, that's a slippery ball, and it's definitely a foul throw. Well, that's a mistake. Mbami running onto the ball, taking over, good shot! And a rebound! Well, the first attempt at goal was by Mboma. It just broke for him, and his natural striking instincts took over. He was a long way out. Tapia did well to beat the ball down, and A2 couldn't keep the ball down with the second attempt at goal. Well, Joel Ipali will come on for Cameroon. They need something. They need a spark from somewhere. That goal certainly would have been the answer had Mboma's shot gone in, and it's the 17-year-old Mbami, Modeste Mbami. He's already played his part in getting Cameroon to this stage of the tournament. He takes a break. Joel Ipali, the 22-year-old. I'll take a look at that face. Have a different hairstyle when we next see him in an international tournament, but you might remember the name, Modeste Mbami. There are a couple of players in the Cameroon squad who don't have a club listing next to their name. Either they don't have a club or no one knows where they play. They're listed as unknown, the clubs for Gimbat and Branco. I won't stop that one. It's a corner to Cameroon. 20 2 minutes of the second half gone, and we see the clash there between those two players. Ipali getting involved early. Now Laurent with the corner. Can he produce something here? Away by Alvarez. The shot was mishit. Impo. Branco. Arms at the back post, but it was done well by Contreras. There they are, the Chilean supporters. Vamos Chileo is the song. We can sing that for 90 minutes if required. There was one great story about a fan who went to Adelaide when Chile played in Adelaide. He caught the bus from Canberra. It's an 18-hour bus trip. He caught the bus, went straight to the ground, watched the game, and then hopped on the bus and went home again. "36 hours on a bus to watch 1.5 hours of football." Tug on the shirt there of the Cameroon number 4, Serge Mimpo. Just over 20 minutes remaining in the match. Chile 0, Cameroon 0. Time for Nelson Acosta to make a change. It's one of those games where one goal will probably be enough. Conditions tricky. Oh, that's a nice pass for Pizarro. Now waiting for some movement from Navia and Zamorano. Now he gets his head up. He's surrounded by players. So how well Cameroon move their players to really pressure the ball. That's a nice pass. Alvarez is onside. Chile through here. Across! Well, it was Maldonado, the central defender, who was forward there. And they're all holding their heads because Alvarez's run from deep was quite superb. Players offside in the centre, not interfering with play, and a quality cross there. And surely one of them would have finished it off. Well, he's asking the question of his defenders, I think. But that was the best chance of the game. Well, Sebastian Gonzalez is coming on for Reinaldo Navia. Gonzalez plays for Colo-Colo in Chile, 21 years of age. He'll go up front with Zamorano. Navia not having quite the impact tonight as he has had in other games. Getting more and more forward as the game goes on. That's a mistake. Zamorano. Pizarro. Shot on the volley. Well, it was just over the head of the substitute Gonzalez, who was hoping for quite an astonishing first touch in the game there. The volley came in the end from Teo. Goalkeeper there was outside his area with a bouncing, skidding ball, and he was prepared to back himself to control it with his head. Now that is the sheer exuberance of youth. I'm sure his coach would appreciate such overconfidence. Could easily have skidded and bounced over his head and into the goal. Lara goes back to Nelson Tapia. Just calmly plays it back to the fullback. Cameroon about to make another change. They have a squad of 16 to pick from, of course, with the 2 suspensions. Those will be a reserve goalkeeper. Back here just a little under hit, and now Cameroon break. But Maldonado comes back and just tidies up. Pizarro waiting for some movement. Now that's a good ball over the top. If Gonzalez can get there, he should just keep it in. Zamorano's waiting in the centre. Still going, Gonzalez. Pizarro takes over. The man perhaps to provide a good cross. Oh, it's run through. The goalkeeper's there. But it was a mis-hit cross really by Pizarro. Sometimes the unexpected can do the job. This time, Zamorano's onside. Gonzalez in the centre. Still Zamorano. Pulling it across! Well, Sebastian Gonzalez almost made himself a national hero by getting on the end of this cross. Zamorano did well. It just came off a defender, which helped Gonzalez, really. He was always on the lunge, though. Well, perhaps some of the coaches watching this match at home could tell us what the Kono was on about there. First to the ball. Banda goes back. And, well, it's a little bit lucky to find Wome. Either that or it was a superb pass. Got my money on the former somehow. Just over 15 minutes on the clock here at the MCG. Still no real clear indication which side is going to come out on top. No quality of chances. We would have to back Chile. Oh, that's a nice pass and continuing forward. Maldonado, who's pushing more and more into midfield, the Chilean number 3. And Zamorano goes over to give his thoughts about the tackle by Abanda, and that's why, because that was a stud showing tackle into the knee there. No wonder Zamorano felt he had to play the enforcer. Unfortunately, there's no awards for the supporters of the tournament. We've seen some marvellously supported teams here. The Brazilians always have such a colourful crowd. The Japanese are incredibly noisy at their games. The USA also with a good following. Australia, of course, had a fantastic crowd in Australia, in the Sydney Football Stadium. But I think the #1 slot goes to the Chilean fans as Teo takes a long-range effort with the left foot. It's straight into the wall. And Chile are onside, are they? It's Maldonado. Look at this. He must score. He's missed it. Well, Zamorano had plenty to say about that. but Cameroon pushed out. Maldonado was a mile onside. It was a great decision by the team, and look at this. All he had to do was pull it across, play it backwards to Zamorano, who I must say was forward of his teammate. And it's off the knee, and it's past the post. Well, Maldonado saw glory there. Zamorano abused him for being selfish. Oh, a good save. Defending at the back there. Mimpo from a good corner as well. Chile getting closer and closer to finding the back of the net. Cameroon have barely had a shot at goal in the second half. Oh, there's a mistake. Now, surely this is it. Again, the save, it's gone in! Chile have scored. Finally, they have something to show. Well, they could do themselves an injury the way they're going on there, but a horrendous mistake at the back. And Sebastian Gonzalez latched onto the ball. It came off the goalkeeper, and I suspect it rebounded off a defender. But it matters not. Gonzalez, good save, off the hip there of, I think, the number 4, Serge Mimpo. Well, it's been given to Gonzalez, but I'm sure that will be adjusted. It really doesn't matter. Chile have hit the lead. And once again, Cameroon are asked to do something extraordinary if they're to stay in the tournament. Chile cannot afford to take them too lightly, despite the fact there's less than 12 minutes on the clock. Malara kicked the corner flag there and somehow played the ball on the ground and got the throw in. It's a long-range effort, deflection! Well, Tapia got a touch there. And that could be the difference at the end of the day. It was a great hit. It took a deflection just there. Tapia wrong-footed, and a fantastic stop there by the Chilean keeper. Now Cameroon, well, that's gone out already. And all of a sudden, Cameroon are desperate to attack. And the noise has not abated since the goal, which was an own goal in the 78th minute. That's 12 goals in the tournament now for Chile, the tournament's leading goal scorers, and all 12 have been scored here at the MCG. Flicked on by Laurent. Back to the goalkeeper. Well, that's confidence for you. Laurent out wide to Comombo. Touched on by Mboma. Maldonado, calm, too calm. He's given the ball away on the edge of the area. Deep cross comes in, and Mboma's coming in as well. But there'll be no intimidation factor for Nelson Tapia in goal for Chile. He's played the game at the highest level. Jean-Paul Okono. to adjust his team once again. Player to come on is the number 11. It's a bit surprising, actually. I was sure that it would be Albert Miyonzi. Instead, it's Daniel Ngomkome coming on for Serge Branco. So it's an attacking player for a fullback. No surprise in that, really, when you take a look at the top left-hand corner of your screen, and you'll see that there's about 8 minutes of normal time remaining. At the same time, Nelson Acosta makes plans to tighten up the ship. And David Enriquez about to come on. Pizarro, that's a clever ball. Gonzalez, well, they all missed it, except the goalkeeper. He plays it long and plays it early. It's fallen nicely for Cameroon. They're committing more players forward now, and Bomber is one of them. Well, it's a scrappy-looking defence. It's a desperate-looking defence for Chile. And that's nice play by the substitute Ngomkome. Well, hurry up and get on. That's the message from Nelson Acosta. Let's get an extra man at the back. There's only 7 minutes to hang on. Well, Laurent's saying, I'm ready to take it. Let's not worry about the substitution. And he whips it in. Touched on. Loose ball. It's a goal. Cameroon have equalised. Patrick Mboma has done it once again. Oh, that little flick on there by Mboma. He was causing all kinds of problems in the air. The ball fell to him on the ground. His more favoured left foot was sure and sharp. And there was no cover there for Nelson Tapia. It arrowed into the corner. And amazingly, in a match in which we've struggled to see a shot on goal for all of 70 minutes, we now have 2 goals in the space of about 5 minutes. So David Enriquez comes on. Is it just a little bit late now to adjust things at the back? 1-1 in the semi-final. 6 minutes remaining on the clock, plus time added on. Substitute for Chile, David Enriquez, defender who plays for Colo-Colo. And now on the ball is Ngomkome. It's fallen nicely for A2. Mboma, sharp turn. Mboma trying to just batter his way through the centre. That's a nice pass. Laurent out wide on the right for Cameroon. Can they finish the game off? That's a goal kick. Well, how the pendulum has swung in the space of 5 minutes. Laurent with 2 goals in the tournament so far. Mathapal, the player that went off in place of David Enriquez. Whoa, little flick. Well, there was a body check off the ball there, and that's well spotted by Stefan Gree. The Cameroon captain, Samuel Eto'o, just protecting the ball with his body. Well, he wasn't actually protecting the ball, he was protecting the space next to the ball. Now, Maldonado, great pass. Pizarro into the area. Still Pizarro. Can he produce one of his marvellous turns Instead, he lays it back, and it's cleared away by Al-Nuji. It's a clever ball, and Bomber with an early flick. And Cameroon themselves, and Bomber is offside. Well, now we are seeing the desperation from both teams that has perhaps been just a little bit lacking in this game before a goal was scored. Nice play again by Ndom Kome, player who came on as a substitute, the number 11 for Cameroon. His introduction has been well worthwhile. Here he is again, still going. Ndom Kome. This is a great run by him. He's played it across. Pizarro will keep it in. And OLY2000. Well, great temperament, you have to say, by Pizarro. He's been dragged to the ground more than any other player in this match, and he's never complained once. Two. Laurent. Bow wide on the right-hand side. A2 again. Mboma. Still Mboma. Onto that left foot. Still going. He's gone down. No doubt about the penalty. Mboma shaped to shoot. But was there much contact on him? That's the question. Well, yes, enough. Not a great deal, but Contreras just caught the back leg of Mboma there. Well, he's an awesome, powerful man, Patrick Mboma. He's scored one already. He's earned the penalty for Cameroon, and with a minute and a half left on the clock, you would expect this to be the winning goal if it goes in from Laurent. Well, we've seen enough in this match never to say never. And Laurent, the man from Arsenal in England. The player of the tournament in the African Nations Cup. A chance here for Cameroon. He scored, and he made it look very easy. Well, he wrong-footed Tapia there. And Cameroon do not know when to lie down. We're in for a frantic final few minutes here. 2 goals for Cameroon in the last 6 minutes after they were 1-0 down. And more significantly, after they had barely had a shot on goal in this second half. And Chile, I'm sure, cannot believe what has happened. And they've given the ball away when they can't afford to. We're in the 91st minute of the match. Laurent going down the line to A2. A2, I'm sure he was going to go for the corner flag. A change for Jean-Paul Akono. Patrick Sufo coming on. Chile must just keep the ball, rather Cameroon must just keep the ball. Bow free on the right-hand side, but he's lost it very early. Teo is fouled. That's a yellow card. Patrick Sufo just telling Akono there that one of his players was yellow carded. I'm still not sure which one it was. This is the substitution. Samuel Eto'o is coming off. Patrick Sufo is coming on. Third substitute now used by Cameroon. Patrick Sufo made a big impact when he came on as a substitute against Brazil in the quarterfinals, and they too, a 19-year-old takes the congratulations of his teammates. Flicked on by Chile. Here's Sebastian Gonzalez in the area. Strong defending and keeping the ball in as well. Enriquez, no time for subtlety. And the goalkeeper bringing it down on his body. That is amazing confidence. That is amazing talent by Olara. Incredible ability. And Pizarro is onside, but he can't keep it in. Cameroon again, player free on the left. Sufo did well. Clock is ticking. We've had over 3 minutes of time added on. Laurent working his way into the area. Still Laurent. Now Enriquez must get the ball up the other end quickly. Alvarez. Pizarro, nowhere for him to go. Goes down the line instead. Zamorano, as ever, chasing. Zamorano again. And the defender will get there first. It's just a case of what he can do with the ball, and that's very well played by Abanda. Could so easily have come off Zamorano and fallen into the Chilean captain's path. And there it is. Cameroon are in the gold medal match at the 2000 Olympic Games. They have once again shown that they have got the hearts of indomitable lions. With 12 minutes remaining, they were a goal down after scoring an own goal, and Chile really must have thought that they were on their way to the gold medal match themselves. But an amazing flurry of goals at the end. 2 for Cameroon, 1 from Patrick Mboma, and the second from Laurent from the penalty spot after Mboma played his part in winning the penalty. It may have been a slightly soft penalty, but it was a touch nonetheless on Mboma as he ran into the area. And this African team, Cameroon, are going for their country's first ever gold medal in an Olympic Games. Extraordinary. Their fairy tale continues. It's finished. Cameroon 2, Chile 1.